2020 has been, well, it hasn't been very kind to us for lack of a better term. With all of us stuck in our homes, I'm pretty sure that most, if not all of you, are planning your first trips as soon as the lockdown is all over. However, no matter how stir-crazy you might be, I suggest you don't pay any of these places a visit. Especially number 1, not unless you want to be tormented by demons. Stay tuned to find out where that is as we bring you 10 places on Earth you should never visit. With all that said and done, let's begin, shall we? Number 10. Pluto's Gate, Turkey. Pluto's Gate, or Ploutonion in Greek, is an archaeological site in southwestern Turkey that was discovered in 2013 after following the route of a thermal spring. The site matches closely to the description of the temple to the underworld called the Gate to Hell that disappeared in the 6th century. As the Greek geographer, philosopher, and prolific traveler Strabo, who lived from 64 to 63 BC to 24 AD, so enticingly described it, this space is full of a vapor so misty and dense that one can scarcely see the ground. Any animal that passes inside meets instant death. I threw in sparrows and they immediately breathed their last and fell. Animal abuse aside, Pluto's Gate's reputation was confirmed by scientists. After measuring the CO2 concentration, they found out that at night, when the temperature decreases and CO2 becomes heavier than air, it forms some kind of a lake on the bottom of the gate. At dawn, the concentration reaches its peak, and any living being risks their lives by getting there. However, at daytime the site becomes safer because the sun dissipates the gas. Number 9. Isla di Queimada Grande. Better known as Snake Island, Isla di Queimada Grande is home to a huge population of snakes. According to some estimates, there's one snake in each square meter of the island. And they aren't just some harmless grass snakes that only frighten you with their look but can't cause you any damage. Oh no, the snakes living in this island are the world's most dangerous species. Among them is the golden lancehead viper, whose venom melts flesh around the bite. These vipers' venom can kill a person in under an hour, and numerous local legends tell of the horrible fates that awaited those who wandered onto the shores of Snake Island. Rumor has it a hapless fisherman landed onto the island in search of bananas, only to be discovered days later in his boat, dead in a pool of blood, with snake bites on his body. From 1909 to the 1920s, a few people did live on the island in order to run its lighthouse. But according to another local tale, the last lighthouse keeper, along with his entire family, died when a cadre of snakes slithered into his home through the windows. Number 8. BHANGARH Fort, Rajasthan, India. Located at the border of the Sariska Tiger Reserve in the Alwar district of Rajasthan, BHANGARH Fort is a 17th century fort infamous all over India for being the most haunted place in India. Because of the numerous ghostly experiences and happenings in the fort premises, villages have sprung up far away from the fort due to the fear of what lies within. Even the Archaeological Survey of India, or the ASI, has forbidden the locals and tourists from entering the fort at night. This completely ruined, haunted fort of BHANGARH does have a very eerie negative aura to it though. Several legends have attested to the paranormal happenings inside the fort. The history of the fort dates back to centuries. Built in the 17th century in Rajasthan, the BHANGARH Fort is an ancient specimen. It was believed to have been erected by Mansinj I, one of the Navratans of Akbar's court for his son Madho Sinj I. The place is said to be haunted due to a curse put on it by a black magician whose advances were rejected by Princess Ratnavati of BHANGARH. The whole landscape around the BHANGARH Fort has been haunted since. Number 7. North Brother Island, New York, USA. Located on the East River between the Bronx and Rikers Island, North Brother Island is an island with a fascinating and tragic history. It was uninhabited until 1885, when the city purchased the island in order to build a riverside hospital, a hospital for people suffering from contagious diseases such as typhus, tuberculosis, yellow fever, and smallpox. The island's most famous resident was Typhoid Mary Malan, who bore the unfortunate distinction of being the United States' first documented asymptomatic carrier of the bacteria that causes typhoid fever. In 1905, over 1,000 people lost their lives when the General Slocum steamship caught fire near the island. Many of the staff assisted in the rescue of some of the 321 survivors. It was the worst loss of life in New York's history until 9/11. In 1963, it closed its doors for good and has been left to decay ever since. The island is officially off limits to the public, as it is a bird sanctuary for one of the area's largest nesting colonies of black-crowned night herons, and is also said to be haunted by ghosts of the past because why the heck not? Number 6. Mezhgorye, Russia. Mezhgorye is a closed town in the Republic of Bashkortostan, Russia. The town is located in the southern Ural Mountains near Mount Yamancha, about 200 kilometers southeast of Ufa, the capital of the republic. It was founded in 1979, but only given its town status in 1995. Going in and out of the town is strictly controlled by the government, as it is rumored that it's supposed to house people operational on the highly secret Mount Yamantu. According to one recent account, this whole city was the site of one huge construction project that begun in the late 1970s. This was during the time when it was said that US nuclear armaments were on constant alert and aimed directly at the Communist Party headquarters. Fearing a strike, the Soviets sent tens of thousands of workers to this town, where US spy satellites spotted them still toiling away in the late 1990s. Many say that there is a secret underground facility in Mezhgorye that is being used as a repository for Russian treasures, food storage areas, and a nuclear bunker for military officials. Number 5. The Mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang, China. Buried deep under a hill in central China, surrounded by an underground moat of poisonous mercury, lies an entombed emperor who's been undisturbed for more than 2 millennia. It's said that the tomb holds the secrets of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, who died on September 10, 210 BC. This was all after conquering 6 warring states to create the first unified nation of China. The answers to a number of historical mysteries may lie buried inside that tomb. But whether modern people will ever see inside this mausoleum depends on the Chinese government as well as science. Ancient writings say the emperor created an entire underground kingdom and palace, complete with a ceiling mimicking the night sky, set with pearls as stars. Pits full of terracotta concubines have never been discovered, though experts predict they exist somewhere in the complex. The decision whether to explore the tomb anytime soon, or ever, is up to the government of China. That decision will likely be influenced by the pace of technological progress. Perhaps, if science advances enough that excavation wouldn't cause serious damage to the burial site, and the tomb will finally be opened. But for now, access is completely prohibited to everyone. Number 4. Heard Island Volcano, Australia. Even if you could get to Australia's most remote island, chances are you still wouldn't quite see it. The little-known landmass, Heard Island, hides in a dense cloud for around 360 days a year. The rare few who do reach this distant wonder are more likely to hear the gurgle of molten rock bubbling up through the island's violent core. The active volcano on Heard Island, known as Big Ben, is adorned with vast glaciers stretching to the crashing waves of the ocean far below. There were a few reasons for closing the island to the public. First, in 2000, researchers noticed a huge lava flow coming from the island's massive volcano called Mawson's Peak. Second, Heard Island is known for its poor weather conditions. And third, it's too remote to be safe. Judge it by yourself, it's located in a minimum 2-week sail to the closest major landmass. Number 3. Vatican's Secret Archives, Vatican. The Holy See has always been shrouded in mystery and has always been at the sights of people who are wondering about the secrets that lie within its holy walls. Thousands have claimed that the Pope has information and even evidence of some of the greatest mysteries in the world. From the existence of aliens and demons to the deepest, darkest secrets of the world's biggest religions, conspiracy theorists have long speculated what is kept secret in the Vatican's deep catacombs. Is there a single thread of truth behind all of these speculations? Well, only a few people know. And of those people who do know, none are talking. Many conspiracy theorists believe the archives contain correspondence between St. Paul and Emperor Nero pertaining to Jesus' existence and his biological descendants. Some theorists also believe the Vatican may be hiding proof that Jesus did not exist. You gotta hand it to them, that would definitely be something the Catholic Church would want to hide. Most of the archives are located underground and it has 53 miles of shelves. It's forbidden to enter it for anyone except for researchers with special permits to access, but even for them there are multiple limitations to what documents they can view. Now it's time for the day's best pick. Today's pick is a place that you definitely shouldn't even think of going to. Although it is a beautiful island that seems perfect for a vacation, going there could cost you your life. Number 2. North Sentinel Island, India. North Sentinel Island is a small landmass in the Bay of Bengal. Its indigenous population, known as the Sentinelese, rejects any contact with the outside world and remains one of the few peoples that remain untouched by our civilization. How do they keep outsiders away from their island? Well, they simply shoot arrows in them. For this reason, it's impossible to approach the island and survive the encounter. Just how antisocial are the Sentinelese, though? Well, when researchers were assessing the damage after the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, even their helicopters were attacked by the Sentinelese for approaching the island. None of them were hurt, of course, but this example shows how fiercely the island's population is protecting their territory. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it really works. Number 1. Poveglia Island, Italy. Poveglia Island, located less than a half a mile from Venice, has such a dark and twisted history. Even the locals refuse to go near it, much less set foot on it. Legends of ghosts and demons that inhabit the island are prevalent, and basing on the island's dark history, some of these legends may prove to be true. It started life as a fortification built by the Venetian government, but soon after became a quarantine section for victims of the bubonic plague or Black Death from 1793 to 1841. It has been reported that this tiny island was home to up to 160,000 people infected with the plague, all of which died helplessly on the island. In 1922, a mental institution was built on Poveglia, replacing the plague victims with the mentally ill. But instead of being an institution to help the less fortunate, local legend says what happened was completely the opposite. It is said that one doctor brutally tortured and killed a number of his patients, butchering them in unspeakable manners. The doctor himself fell victim to the same patients that he murdered, as it is said that the spirits of the dead constantly haunted the doctor, even up to the point when he climbed up a bell tower and jumped to his own death. It is said that anyone who sets foot on the island today will be tormented by the evil spirits living there. The island is now off limits to the general public, the only way for the Venetian authorities to make sure that what dwells in the island stays there, and to avoid them having come in contact with the living. Would you be brave enough to set foot in any of these places? Let us know in the comment section down below. Want to watch more videos about amazing places? Click on any of the videos you see on your screen. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.